transparency and openness in government, but this is a fairly counterproductive step for any citizen who's really wanting to participate and be informed and perhaps give you constructive advice before you get locked into your decisions. Those workshops are the most important things you do, so I would ask that you rethink those things, okay? It really is very counterproductive, and especially for the one you took the lead on, Commissioner Jablonski, it's just the opposite step from that. And, you know, Maryland law regulates open meetings and outlines what you can close for. It doesn't say you have to record them, of course. But I would think, from your standpoint as the leadership in the community, saying that you want to have transparency and open, you would do as much as you could in that area. And why not? Because people can come watch the meeting, so why reverse a long-standing process that has caused you some amount of trouble? Now let me ask a question, Mayor, about that. What will happen if a citizen, just so I don't want, because you guys get in some confusing tangles that cause you great trouble. What will happen if a citizen comes in with a video camera?
I guess they do by law, they can. You can't.
Video
Cameras?
Norman, a video camera to record the meeting?
No.
No.
I would not. You talking about on workshops?
Workshops.
No.
Yeah, now according to the Maryland Open Meeting Board, and there would be interpretations on that, those are open meetings by law, they're transactions, and you can photograph and record. So that's why I fear we asked them now. So why don't, just rather than us, because we've got a workshop coming up, and it's a real gap, and there's case law, Norman, from what I said. So if you could take a look at them, the Maryland board has clearly ruled on those against Poolville and Thurmont, Maryland, clear rulings on that. Where the board's ejected, got the law enforcement, and it just, you know, considering the track record of what happens here, I could just see the confusing mess, and I would rather have none of us get embarrassed by it, because it would be the right thing to do. So could we get that straight before we hit September 8th and make sure you get the right legal opinion? Because it clearly says, and this is coming right out of the meeting laws, it clearly says those are meetings that can be recorded and there are legal decisions. So.
Did he say about videotaping?
It did, Norman, it did.
I've read the piece.
Yeah, it did. It very
Okay, well, I'm not arguing with all
yes,
these,
I'm
Mike.
not going to argue with anybody.
Thank you.
That happens too much. You know, you hear I'm talking to you. I would hope we can do this constructively rather than argue. Yeah, no, I'm not here to argue. It's not constructive to do that. The other thing is open meetings, when you go into closed meetings. The board clearly says that you have to do more than cite the law. Now, you really do need closed meetings for a range of reasons, and there's no argument here, it's just what they say. And one of their requirements found in hearings before the Open Meeting Compliance Board is that you have to state some basic reason beyond just citing the law. So, you know, what it does is it helps you, it helps the citizens, they can see what you're doing. And you know, these are minimal protections because you've got so much leeway. And then I would encourage each of you to be the strongest advocates for, once you go behind closed doors, to strictly follow the requirements of the open meeting law, because it's another thing that causes embarrassment for municipalities. So just one more thing to think about. Now let me see what else we have here. The other thing is, just a bit of advice if you're in the humor to listen to bits of advice, because you want the town to do well, and you want problems solved. There are many growing, complex problems related to complex social issues that absolutely need careful attention and group process and to be thought out with consultants. I would encourage you to think about the way you tackle these problems, because they're complex. They don't get you in legal trouble too, like with the ACLU. And when you have an issue, form a working group that includes experts in social services, law enforcement, Maryland municipal legal, and get those folks and tell them as the political leadership, I want you to, we've got problems with whatever you happen to be working on. And ask these experts, because you folks as commissioners and mayor are the political leadership. You're not going to have the complex public administration skills, legal skills, social services skills to know these things that people that have got advanced degrees and spent time. And I would start tasking people to come forward with solutions for me so that when you implement those things, it comes off in a better fashion. Just a bit of advice if anybody wants to hear it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad you are.
Thanks. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn, we're adjourned.